What exactly would you like to ask?
Two of Biden's best ladies are battling it out on the book tour stage.
Joe Biden had the capacity to be president.
And it doesn't seem to be going well.
Because I'm a woman, a black woman, walking through life.
For either of them.
I don't know who the establishment is at this point.
As they blame everyone.
Oh, God, that's a whole different problem, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't it?
And everything.
I woke up every day as a black woman who is queer.
For the collapse of the Biden administration. Is it possible that they both could lose this race?
We did not get everything right.
Well, that's the topic on this 10 Minutes of Truth. Bob, of course, we're talking about Kamala Harris and Karine Jean-Pierre. These women are talking out of both sides of their mouths, though, as they try to promote their books.
I love them both so much. We've said this before. We don't deserve them. We don't deserve Kamala. We don't deserve Karine. I like to call her Cringe. Karine Jean-Pierre, because she is so cringe. They just, every time they talk, like someone, I don't know who it was, somebody maybe on Fox was saying, like, was it possible for Karine Jean-Pierre to make herself seem dumber? And you would say, no, she already seems so unbelievably dumb. And yet, with each new interview on this book tour, she just seems dumber and dumber and dumber. And she is the epitome of everything that's wrong with DEI. I mean, she is so unqualified. She had a job where there's one qualification. You have to be able to speak English clearly. That's your job. Your job is to speak English clearly. The one thing this woman can't do, speak English clearly. It's unbelievable.
And she could never answer a question without looking down at that binder. I mean, everything had to be, go to the notes, Let's see, what am I supposed to say here? Of course, that doesn't happen in the Trump administration. And it didn't happen in other, the communications people should be able to talk off the top of their head with knowledge that is already in their brain and doesn't have to be written on a piece of paper.
You come to me with a live TV camera. Now, I mean, obviously, I can't talk about, some technical issue of how, cameras work. But if you come to me with a live camera, put it on me, I have no warning, and you just ask me questions about things that are like what we do here on this podcast. You just throw questions at me. I'm going to be able to answer at least relatively intelligently about everything because I'm a normal person and I can speak. And I'm very fluent in English. It's not that difficult. And yet this woman, I mean, every question she has to check her notes. It's really amazing to see.
And so she and Kamala are sort of squaring off, doing all the interviews, making the rounds, I guess they're trying to see whose book is going to sell more. I think Kamala's probably going to win that battle. But, and Kamala is making the rounds. I mean, good on her. At least she's getting in front of people. But the U.S. media doesn't seem to be holding her to account on the questions of Joe Biden. And it took an Australian Broadcasting Corporation anchor to actually finally put some pressure on Kamala about Joe Biden trying to get his second term.
Wasn't his refusal to recognize his own frailties the reason that you faced a nearly impossible task?
I ran against Donald Trump for president, and Donald Trump ran on a platform that was in large part, I believe, misrepresenting his intentions to the American people.
I want to interrupt you because that is a world-class pivot, but it is not the question that I asked you, which is about Joe Biden's failure to recognize his own frailties and what that did to you. The question is about Joe Biden. Are you still reluctant to criticize the former president?
In what regard, please?
Well, just in terms of that question. So you went on...
What exactly would you like to ask? Be more specific, if you don't mind.
Was it Joe Biden's decision, his failure to recognize his own frailties in that position that put you in the position that made it almost impossible to win that race?
He was not frail as president of the United States.
But he had frailties. We all saw the debate.
I do believe that Joe Biden had the capacity to be president of the United States.
It's unbelievable.
Why is she still lying? First of all,
still lying.
The way she talks is so stilted and weird. She makes like when she's the one thing where she's like, in what way are you talking, please, if I may ask you? In what, like, it was such an awkward, weird, like, Kamala, can you just talk like a human being? Like, I almost wonder, is this woman a robot? Like, is she a badly programmed robot? Like, she didn't seem drunk there. So sometimes you could say when she's drunk, but this seemed totally sober. She's just so awkward, and she's still lying. She's saying that Joe Biden didn't have frailties. Like, what?
Yeah.
We watched him. He would stumble upstairs. He tripped over sandbags. He couldn't find his way off a stage ever. I mean, the list goes on. This list has been done ad nauseum. You didn't see frailties? Like, what?
And she comes up with the same 7 canned answers. You know, there's the answer about how she had to run it in 71 days or 121 or whatever the number is.
107.
She named her 107.
I think it's 107.
She named her book after. And then there's the whole Trump, was lying about everything. She tried to pull that one out. So she tries to pull out these canned answers. And this woman didn't let her do it and basically made a fool out of her. She was asked about the Democratic Party overall in one of these interviews which... And interestingly, it's from Jon Stewart, not a journalist. You know, you could call him a comic journalist because, he's mostly an opinion guy now, a political opinion guy now. But
he's better than most journalists. He really
That's my point, that he is better than most journalists. And in this next clip, before we get back to KJP, Kamala admits to Jon Stewart that she doesn't know who's leading the Democrat Party and she doesn't know what the Democrat Party stands for.
Do you think that the Democratic establishment would agree with that?
I don't know who the establishment is at this point.
Right. Oh, God, that's a whole different problem, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't it?
I would imagine that your leadership in that area would be significant.
Yes, I agree. And part of the work that we have to do for the Democratic Party going forward is really come to terms with what are we fighting for, and not just what we're fighting against.
So her point is that she knows that the Democrat Party is not a party of ideas. It's a party of we hate Trump. And she knows that they're rudderless.
Yep. All they do is hate Trump. I mean, talk to a liberal, ask a liberal a question, and you can almost make a game out of it. It's not even, this used to be kind of like a funny joke, but it's real now. Like, talk to a liberal and then just see how many seconds. It will be in their first answer. They will say, Trump this, Trump that, Trump did this, Trump did that, ballroom, arrest. They'll just throw everything. It's all Trump. So maybe Trump's the leader of the Democrats.
Now, listen, if you are tired of scripted outrage and fake outrage, you're in the right place. Barrett and Baxa brings you truth with a grin. So follow us on Facebook, follow us on X, Rumble, YouTube, Spotify. We are everywhere out there. So join in the fun and please comment and give us your feedback because we really, really want that feedback. Well, KJP also got some tough questions about Joe Biden.
She's so funny.
She is making the rounds as well. And so we're seeing so many interviews with her. But one that I was surprised that she even took any heat at all was on MSNBC, where she was touting the success of the administration. Even something Kamala's not even doing. But KJP is up there. She's just the mouthpiece for the Biden administration. And she's claiming that they solved all the world's problems in one night. MSNBC pushed back on that.
By what metric was he objectively successful?
Well, it was objectively successful by what he was able to do. Okay, when we came in, there was a crisis with COVID. There was a racial uprising because what we saw with George Floyd and so many other young people of color, black people who were being killed by police. We saw that. It was videotaped. It was really speaking to what brown and black communities were feeling. We saw that internationally, more broadly, our allies and partners were not trusting of the United States. And the climate crisis. There were crises after crises.
Enough of that.
I have one point I want to make real quick. I remember there was some blonde chick who had dreadlocks, and she got a ton of crap on the internet because that was cultural appropriation, and a white woman is not allowed to have dreadlocks. Someone explained to me, this chick now has blonde, straight hair. There is no such thing as a black person with blonde, straight hair. That is done with chemicals and a ton of money.
Cultural appropriation?
How is that not cultural appropriation?
It's true.
She is wearing the hair of a white woman.
Bob, you're getting ahead of me here because one of the things that she brought up very soon after what you just saw in that interview was her reminding everyone that there is a difference between herself and Kamala Harris and the rest of the world.
The reason why I had doubts wasn't because of her and her abilities. The reason I have doubt is because I'm a woman, a Black woman, walking through life.
Bob,
Steve, I want to point out that I watched that I am Caucasian. I have blue eyes. I am a Caucasian man. And I am currently in a heterosexual monogamous relationship. So just want to get that out there as a Caucasian man watching that.
Well, Bob, I can understand after hearing that clip, you identifying yourself as a white male, but what does your sexual orientation have to do with it?
It's important. You should always,
Karine Jean-Pierre would not bring up her sexual orientation.
Oh, I thought she would bring that up. Why don't we check?
I woke up every day as a Black woman who is queer.
And as the first openly queer person to hold the position of press secretary, I am a Black gay immigrant woman. As the first Black openly queer White House press secretary,
I'm a Black woman, I'm queer, I'm an immigrant, and I'm Haitian American.
And no one cares about you being Black, queer, or female. No one cares.
First of all, we can see that you're Black, sweetheart. We can see that you're Black. Secondly, no one is interested with what you do with your genitalia. We don't want to know about it. Seriously, what is wrong with you people? And Steve, we were talking about how Rick Grinnell is gay, Scott Besson is gay. Those are two cabinet members. I would challenge anyone. Find an interview with Scott Besson. He's is he the Treasury Secretary, I think?
Yeah.
Find an interview with Besson where he starts by saying, well, I want you to know that I prefer to have sex with men. And let me just say that the monetary and fiscal policy as a gay man is something that I would like to discuss right now. Like,
because it doesn't happen on the right. You don't have to do that on the right.
Well, that's it for this episode of Barrett and Baxa. Like, subscribe, and do all that other stuff podcasts want you to do.